Addiction is giving up everything for one thing, and recovery is giving up one thing for everything. Think about that quote for just 1 minute. It really resonates with me because if you think about it, that's what addiction is. You're focusing on one thing, and in reality, you're giving up on everything. But the sobriety, the beauty of recovery is that you give up one thing and you get everything. And to me, that's what I call inner peace. I was grateful enough to be able to share my story earlier, and as I was sharing, the word inner peace just came upon me. And I'm realizing that, that is from God's goodness, from the grace of God. I feel that I live in a state of inner peace. And when I'm going through something that causes me to feel a little fear or anxiety, that's when I check in with myself and I ask, why am I feeling fearful? What is it that about a certain situation is making me feel anxiety? And it's usually when I ask questions that I receive answers. And what I've been getting better is instead of reacting, I'll respond. Take a breath. The world is not going to end. You don't have to give an answer this second. Process it. Allow yourself to think. Because I believe that we're all addicts. Some are addicted to alcohol. Some are addicted to drugs. Some gambling. Some sex. Some online shopping. In our own way, and we all struggle. And that's okay. But the beauty is that when you are able to face your fears head on and you have the courage to change, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And surrounding yourself around people who will support you during your journey is so important, having that support system. I remember a little over 2 years ago how hopeless I felt and how just down I felt. Like nothing made me happy. I said a bunch of stuff and didn't mean any of it. It's because I didn't actually focus on me. I didn't do it for the right reason. Now that I'm in recovery, I've been putting the work in, and it feels good. It feels good to accomplish these things. And truthfully, I take on a lot because I want to prove myself wrong. I still have a hard time believing that I have my sobriety. There's times when I look in the mirror and I am just amazed because I never thought that I would be able to get sober. I never thought that I would be able to do the things that I'm doing now. One of my old counselors, he would say to me, Matthew, the one thing you're going to learn in sobriety is that you can do more than you ever thought you could. And I'm learning that. What I'm also learning is where to put my energy. There's a lot of things in this world that distract us, and where we devote our time and our energy, I feel speaks about where we are at in our own lives. And I try to challenge myself to only take on something that will allow me to grow. There's so much noise, there's so much distraction, and we only have the capacity to learn what we want to learn. If we're not interested in something, we're not going to. It's just, at least for myself, if I'm not interested in something, it's just a matter of time before I say, all right, it's not for me. There has to be that spiritual component that connects you to it. Like, what is your why? What's your reason? Because when life gets tough, you're going to want to give up. You're going to want to say, you know what? Let me just go back to my old habits, my old behaviors. And for me, I think it's challenging myself to see what my potential is. I've always had a lot of hope. I would always watch motivational tapes. I always listened to that message. The challenge was that when I was active, I was stuck. I I couldn't get out of that. It was just a constant cycle. But in sobriety, I'm able to see past that, and I'm able to believe in myself and literally believe that, there's a place for me. Everything that's happened is happened for a reason, and it inspires me to be the man that I am becoming, because I know that being of service to other people is what life is all about. And I'm happy. When I'm of service to other people, I feel happy because it makes me feel good. I'm constantly asking questions. Sometimes I receive answers. But I think that that's the spiritual aspect of life, is when we talk about prayer, I feel like many people, they're like, I don't know how to pray, or when should I pray, and there's just a lot of questions. And in reality, all you need to do is just ask questions. All you need to do is just talk, have a conversation. You could even put one headphone in and walk down the street and pretend you're talking to somebody, because that's what prayer is. It's just talking. It's just getting it out on your chest and listening for answers, receiving signs, and just being open-minded to change. I've put my faith in people, and it's served me very well thus far. And I continue to do that. And I say this because when you're searching for a way to get sober, you have to have a why. You have to have a reason why you're doing this. For me, what only helped was when I started getting serious and said, I'm doing this for myself. I was tired of living the way that I was living, and I want to change. I've been down that road where I've tried to do it for the ex. I tried to do it for the parents. None of that ever worked. Once I decided to get serious and do it for me, that's when my life began to change. And I just became willing. If nothing changes, nothing changes. What are you going to do different this time that will allow you to receive the results that you want to receive?